Hello and welcome to Work Ready Oklahoma's short presentation to talk to you about helping the long-term unemployed. My name is Kresha Redis and I'm the Partner Engagement Manager for this program, and I am one of a team of about 20 who are committed to helping Oklahomans get back to work. But first I want to tell you about the nonprofit that has this program as well as many other programs. Our mission is to develop and expand efforts to strengthen communities by building strong, healthy families. We have a variety of programs that serve a variety of the people in the population. We have DADS, there's alternative to foster care, and there's reentry programs. And then, of course, Work Ready Oklahoma is the only program that is statewide. So if you want to learn more about what we do at It's My Community, visit our website that's on the bottom of your screen. So we're so glad you made it to us. However you heard about us, we appreciate you being here today. We are on LinkedIn, Facebook, we have a TV commercial, radio, there's online search, there's a newspaper. However you heard about us, thank you so much for joining. What you can expect is to learn how Work Ready Oklahoma can benefit you and your career, and you can get to know how the very strict eligibility criteria works. And then at the end, we'll help you determine if you might qualify for the great services this program offers. All right, so this is a free program, and it is for long-term unemployed individuals in the entire state of Oklahoma. Our funding is from the U.S. Department of Labor, Employment and Training Administration, and we are designed to provide free educational training opportunities, as well as supports to break down barriers, and everything we do, and of course get you employed again. So everything we do is to get you back into that middle to high skilled occupation, and that includes engineers, CPAs, nurses, and etc. So we'll go over the industries and the occupations here in a few. So this funding has been around since 2014, and it will only be around for a short time longer. We do have offices in 3 different locations in Lawton, Tulsa, and Oklahoma City. And if I didn't mention, we are in Bricktown at 3 East Main. And the kind of services that we provide are, 1, the training and education opportunities. So let's say you've applied and you qualify for our program, then you will attend several different workshops that are the latest and the greatest information about how to gain employment again. And those might include resume building, interview skills, and even the personal presence, networking, and social media. But we also help pay for your degree completion, as long as it ends by the end of the grant. And then there's other industry recognized certification programs that we will pay for. But again, you have to apply, you have to be approved and be in the program for us to pay for those. And we'll talk about those industries here in a few minutes. But the certification programs could be a PMP or any engineering or IT computer type of certifications, again, any industry recognized. We also have individualized assistance, and this is where you would receive a career coach assigned to you, and that career coach will work with you to develop that focused career plan. And they will also provide wraparound supportive services to reduce those barriers. So some of those services in the past have included childcare, food, housing, individual resume service, relocation if needed, transportation, utilities. There's so much more. And then we have an employment developer, and that person will work with a career coach and be your team. Those two will be your team, helping you gain employment again. So that employment developer will help you with job searching, and they will help you with networking. Now, who can benefit from this program? This program may benefit you if you are a professional and you've experienced a job loss. Now, you also have to have been unemployed for 27 consecutive weeks or more, and then you want to return to work or advance in your career in one of the following industries. So these are the industries that this program specifies or emphasizes. As far as a job loss is concerned, you must have experienced that job loss from December 1st, 2007 all the way forward. And you have to be out of work for 27 consecutive weeks or more. And it doesn't matter how you've experienced a job loss, whether laid off, fired, or voluntarily quit. So at this point, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to email us at events@workreadyoklahoma.com. We will continue, and I will share with you a closer look at the industries that we serve. So in the next several slides, I want to show you what we mean by middle to high skilled occupations within each industry. So I'll just spend a few seconds on each slide, and you'll see 3 to 4 examples of occupations per slide. So here we go. Management is first, and these are examples of middle to high skilled positions that we would love to try to get you back into, or even higher than that. Business and finance services, analysts and auditors. Next is education and teaching. Now this is for common ed, not higher ed. Next is IT computers. And then we have healthcare. And then the last slide for these industries is architecture and engineering. Now I've added John David Williman. He is a past participant that really excelled in the program, and the end result was extremely positive. And so there's a video on YouTube. If you'd like to learn more about his experience, it's a very short video. You can find John David Williman on YouTube and check that out. It's a great video. All right, so it's time to look at program eligibility. And so the people who qualify for this program, sometimes they won't qualify, which is based on length of unemployment alone. So if you're 3, 4, 5, or 5 months unemployed, then you may get declined. But if you're 6 months or more, we will take a look at your application. So those are some of the reasons why you might not qualify, but there are other resources available, and we'll get into that. So program eligibility. You must be 18 years of age. You must be legally eligible to work in the U.S. You must have a high school diploma equivalent or equivalent. And then you have to have some post-secondary education or work experience in one or more of those industries that we talked about earlier that we serve in this program. And then last is must be considered long-term unemployed, which is 27 consecutive weeks or more. Now, at this time, if you need to pause and grab a sheet of paper, it could even be Post-it note size. What we want you to do is number 1 through 6, and then we're going to go through these slides. You're going to answer these questions and add a value for each answer. So each question will be a yes or no, but again, you'll add a value. And let's go ahead and get started. First one is the easiest. Are you 18 years of age or older? But also what I want to mention to you is on these slides will be samples of what we will need for documentation. Because this is a Department of Labor funded program, we will need documentation to prove your answers and to prove who you are. So if your answer is yes, your value is 1. Number 2 is, are you legally able to work in the U.S.? If your answer is yes, this is a list of supporting documentation that we will probably just ask for one of those, and your value is 1. Question number 3 is about employment lost, and the first question is, I lost my permanent job 6 or more months ago, and then answer based on those options, and you can pause this slide and read those. And then or your answer might be, you lost your permanent job less than 6 months ago and you're actively seeking but unable to secure any form of employment. And then you see the values in parentheses, and then if none of this applies to you, then your value is 0. So you can pause this slide, read through, and pick what best supports your answer and your experience. This slide gives you an idea of what we might ask for based on your employment. And then again, don't hesitate to email us at events@workradiooklahoma.com. Next slide is question number 4, education level. Please pick the education level that best describes you, and the value is in parentheses. And then we will ask for one of the documentations that's listed at the bottom of your screen. And then last but not least is question 5 and 6. 5 is your post-secondary education. Is it in one of those industries that we serve? And the industries again are management, business and financial services, education and teaching, IT, computers, healthcare, architecture, and engineering. Now, if you're borderline and you're not sure, go ahead and answer yes and give yourself a value of 2 and let us make that determination. You'll need to fill out your application completely for us to do that. Question 6 is, do you have professional work experience in one or more of the industries that we serve? So if your answer is yes, give yourself a value of 2. And I want to mention that go ahead and tally your score. And then if you find that you don't qualify for our program, there are many resources available at the Oklahoma Employment Security Commission. You might know it as Workforce Center or America's Job Center or Unemployment Office. There's a number of programs available. There's Veteran Affairs. You already know about that if you're a vet. And there's just tons of websites, job boards, professional organizations that can help. Now, you tallied your score. So if you scored 1 through 8, review all the resources available to you. You may not qualify for our program. Again, if you have questions, though, we'd love to talk to you. If you scored a 9 or above, we highly encourage you to go ahead and apply and then let us make that determination and see if your situation matches our grant. We'd love to see if we can serve you. You would go to apply.workreadyoklahoma.com and let me share with you what happens during the application process. So after you've completed your application, first you would go to, again, apply.workreadyoklahoma.com. It takes 5 to 7 minutes to apply, and we will ask for basic information like last 3 employers, education, and a few other questions. The more information you include in your answers, the better we can assess your application toward qualifying. Now, we ask that after you submit your application, if you would check your email frequently, that's the way that we'll communicate with you, and we'll let you know if you qualify or if you don't, and we may ask questions through email. We also will call and ask clarifying questions and make requests that will match getting your application through the process a little bit faster. And then we will see if you match the grant, which is based on our interpretation of your education experience, and we will talk through that with you to see if it aligns with the federally funded program. And then, of course, the last 2 steps are the interview process. If you've made it up to the interview, we'll ask you to come in for an hour or an hour and a half. You will sit with a career coach who will ask you questions, and then that career coach will take your information plus the documentation that you provide, and you will be placed, or your career coach on your behalf will talk through at an approval committee to see if you match the grant. And that timeline varies. So it all depends on our response and your response. So I hope this is helpful in learning the process. So again, thank you so much. Again, go to apply.workreadyoklahoma.com. When you go there, click on the Check Your Eligibility button, follow those prompts, and be sure and write down your username and password, as we do not save those if you lose it. And this is our last slide. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to call us at one of our locations. We're in Oklahoma City, Lawton, and Tulsa. We are a statewide grant. Or you email us, again, at events@workreadyoklahoma.com. Thank you again for spending time learning about Work Radio Oklahoma. If you find that you may not qualify, you may know someone else. So please share this information and let us know if you have any questions. We're here to help. Thank you again. Have a great day.